Hello everyone, it's Mr. Punquist from Power Ammo Inbound, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the weapon mods in Destiny 2 and some speculation slash ideas about them. So if you didn't see during the beta, all weapons now have this little drop slot for modifications. These mods, based on the description, say that they add an extra perk to your weapon which uses up the mod. This most likely means that the mods are acting like ornaments did in D1, where you get them from something, you earn them somehow, and then you equip them to a weapon, and most likely when you delete the weapon, you also lose the mod, but obviously that's unconfirmed. And it looks like shaders now, instead of acting like ornaments did in Destiny 1, act like how they did in Destiny 1 for armor, as opposed to ornaments. Obviously, completely unconfirmed. It's still under the weapon mod slot, so that could be completely wrong. I guess we'll find out later, but to me, personally, that's fantastic because I hated ornaments, specifically because you lost them after only using one, and they were only for exotics, so you had to keep exotics just because they had ornaments on them. That's just a side thing, but this whole video is about weapon mods, not about shaders, but anyways, just a little side note. But anyways, back to the weapon mods. So for this video, I want to focus on mods specifically from the energy weapon section. In this section, when inspecting an energy weapon, if you look at the little slot, it says blank element weapon mod. Now that interests the heck out of me. What this could mean potentially is that you can change the elements on your energy weapon, because if it's an element modification, that means most likely you can take it off or replace it, I'm assuming. Now this could make your energy weapons have a bit of uniqueness, which is something that is completely lacking from legendary weapons in Destiny 2 at this moment, since they all have fixed perk trees obviously. These mods in general could keep the Destiny 1 legendary uniqueness while still having the fun PvP experience. So say you and your friend have the same pulse rifle, but yours has outlaw on it thanks to a mod, and his has, say, rangefinder or headseeker. Those two things make the gun more unique to your personal playstyle as opposed to theirs. You like to reload fast after getting multiple headshots, you're more of a PvE player, you take outlaw. Your friend loves PvP and is all about those headshots and can get the headseeker to work perfectly, or get rangefinder to get them farther, like longer distances battles, so they choose rangefinder. So really you can still customize your weapon without losing all the stuff you did with fixed perk sets. This could also help a problem that may happen during the locked loadout missions. So say for example you walk into a locked loadout nightfall with an arc SMG, but you find out later through the nightfall that this nightfall is full of enemies with void shields. Now you're obviously at a disadvantage here, and you can either bring down your team or just make it incredibly difficult for yourself. Now for a small fee of glimmer and planetary materials, you could switch out your energy to make that arc SMG void for the shields. And this to me goes along with the plan that Bungie had for D2, which seems to be to me less frustration, more progress. Now you could say it was your fault for going into a nightfall activity or whatever, a lock loadout activity, without checking your weapons first, but I also feel like Bungie wants to keep fans in, even who don't play enough or care enough to check their weapons before every fight. I don't think they want to drive away fans just because they don't take a look at their weapons before going into a locked loadout. Now again, this is obviously all just my mind thinking of this stuff up. They'd want to keep the people engaged no matter what, keep them going through the game, and I'm sure they want everyone to try to experience every single part of the game, raids, locked loadout missions, all that stuff. So it makes sense to have a way for casual players or players who didn't know what they were getting into to be able to help themselves, to not bring down the team so much and get kicked and maybe never want to try that area again in Destiny and just end up leaving Destiny. And if this is how it works, I'm digging it a lot. The weapon mods seem like a great way to add some personalization to your weapons, even with the fixed perk trees. My only worry is that now that Bungie can successfully nerf and buff specific weapons instead of whole archetypes, how are they going to deal with mods that maybe bypass the nerfs? For example, if you could put a rangefinder modification, I'm assuming they're perks that we know. First of all, this is complete speculation obviously, but say you could put rangefinder mod on a shotgun after Bungie nerfs the range on them. That would obviously affect it a lot, making your shotgun like able to shoot farther. And if you get modifications from, say, loot boxes like you did with ornaments, this could be in some pretty bad pay to win sort of territory. But at the end of the day, it is all speculation obviously, and it really depends on how easily you can get the weapon mods. Like I said, hopefully not through silver boxes, hopefully it's just through playing the game, maybe through Crucible bounties, quest stuff, maybe stuff like that. Since there's modifications for weapons, you'd see them more in Crucible. I don't know. I love the idea of having extra perks you can put on your weapons to make them more your own, because one of my favorite things about Destiny is the unique legendaries you get. I have a Fulcrum from House of Wolves that I keep in my vault in D1. I keep it specifically because I love it from D1, and it didn't have the best rolls. It was more of a PvE role, I think, but I still love the thing, and I never want to get rid of it because it was my Fulcrum. It was a Fulcrum completely unique to myself, and that's what I loved about it, and that's what I love about Destiny 1 legendaries. The chase is always there because you always want to get legendaries that have the perks that you like, or the perks that are the meta. But anyways, I am super excited to see how it turns out when Destiny 2 drops. But anyways, this is Mr. Punquist from Power Ammo Inbound signing out. I'll see you guys next time.